Who doesn't love crispy smoked chicken wings? But I'm in heaven. We're going to start out. Grab some cherry rub and some garlic butter rub by Heath Riles Barbecue. And I want you to make sure you're fully seasoning these chicken wings. I'm not exaggerating here. Make sure you cover them head to toe, every nook and cranny. And as you can see here, well, the job was well done. We're ready to throw these on the pellet smoker. So go out back, crank that thing to 400 degrees with a blend of whatever pellets you want. Today I'm using maple, oak, hickory, and cherry pellets, and we're just having some fun, hanging out, rotating these chicken wings every 15 minutes or so. But if you want them nice and crispy, the last 10 minutes, hit them with a quick layer of butter mixed with that dry rub. And bud, you're going to be living in crispy skin chicken wing heaven. Pellet smoked, bud. Check this out. That's what I'm talking about. Unreal. Delicious. The texture, oh, just so crispy. And every bite was just a 10 out of 10. I can't wait to make some more chicken wings. You guys know what's up. Barbecue for life. Low and slow smoked pork rib sandwiches. My golly, let's go ahead, pull those bones out, throw it on some toast with pickles and onions, and just eat this absolutely scrumptious sandwich. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. Out here on the pellet smoker, going low and slow, covering some ribs in that barbecue spice by Royal Nova Company. This stuff's absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness. Make sure to fully cover the ribs. We're going to throw them on the smoker with a blend of hickory, oak, maple, and cherry wood pellets today. And we're just going to let this ride until it goes to about 165 internal. You're going to notice those bones pulling out right around that temperature. At this point, we're going to throw it on some tin foil with 2 knobs of butter, some sweet with a little heat barbecue sauce, and we're going to throw it back on the smoker wrapped and let it braise for another hour or so. At that point, you'll probably hit about 195 to 203, and that's when it's ready to pull off and get those bones simply pulling right out. Throw it on some toast, extract those bones like you're an excavator, and I'm telling you, bud, throw a little bit of white onion on there, maybe come back with that barbecue sauce, top it with those pickles. Oh, buddy, hit with a little more toast, you know what I'm saying. Top that sandwich off and slice it on a diagonal. Then, bud, look at that, ready to go in that belly. I'm telling you, man, I'm drooling here just recording this. This one was absolutely scrumptious. And remember, barbecue for life. I'm going to show you a cool, creative way to whip together some pulled pork. What's up? It's Saucy Rossi, and I'm out here with the Fire Candy series by Maritime Madness. They're candied habanero. And if you're like me, you're going to love this sweet heat. Oh my goodness. I took it and injected it all throughout this pork shoulder. Super important here. Don't worry if any of that hot sauce kind of comes out on the outside. We can just use that as a binder. I'm going to grab some of that Sweet Chipotle dry rub and seriously douse this pork shoulder. I want this to be seasoned to perfection. I mean, look at that. That thing is handsome as can be. We're going to throw it out on the pellet smoker, and we're going to go about, 7 or 8 hours probably. We're going to leave this thing chilling, spritzing it every hour or so with some apple cider vinegar. Once we're done, bud, we are just going to shred this thing to oblivion. Look how simple that came apart. This pulled pork was immaculate and delicious. You got to trust me on this one. These flavors were insane. Barbecue for life. Welcome back to Steak School. Today we're discussing the Merlot steak, also called the heel of the round. It's a hidden gem in the butcher's case. It gets its name because, like Merlot wine, it's smooth, lean, and surprisingly flavorful when treated right. This comes from the round primal, near the hind leg. It's a small oval-shaped steak that usually weighs 6 to 8 ounces, with fine muscular fibers and almost no excess fat. While it doesn't have heavy marbling of a ribeye, it makes up for it in that bold, beef-forward flavor and a clean, lean bite. Butchers often think of it as one of the more tender steaks from the round, which is why it's considered a bit of a hidden gem. Now, I picked this steak up from Vessel Meats, and I'm keeping it simple with Grill King Spice's all-purpose barbecue seasoning. To get the best results, I'm firing up my Napoleon charcoal grill with Kingsford charcoal. The high, direct heat is exactly what this cut needs for a hot and fast cook. The sweet spot is medium rare. Anything further, and then this lean cut starts to dry out. Rest it for a few minutes, then slice into it, thin against the grain, and keep every bite tender. It may not outshine a ribeye in terms of richness, but for the price, the Merlot steak delivers an incredible value, beefy, bold flavor, quick cook time, and a perfect upgrade for weeknight steak dinners. Barbecue for life. Let's make a Buttercup Squash Cheese Dip together. This recipe is so simple and delicious, you're going to love it. Let's go to Sobeys, pick up a Buttercup Squash, hollow it out, hit it with some olive oil, and roast it in the oven with some cherry tomatoes, onions, and garlic. Next, we're going to grab some royal nuts, almonds, and just slice them up. It's simple. Pull that Buttercup Squash out of the oven after it's roasted. We're going to throw in some cream cheese, cheddar cheese, and some Louisiana Cajun dry rub from Maritime Madness. Next, let's go in with all those vegetables that we roasted in the oven. We're going to get everything cleanly situated in there and out on the pellet smoker at 225 for about 45 minutes with a mix of hickory, oak, and maple pellets. This one's going to be next level. We're going to attend to it every 10 or 15 minutes or so, just giving it a quick little stir. Stirring it's going to help that cheese and cream cheese melt down and become absolutely delectable. Next, we're going to grab some of those Casa Bonita cornflour chips. You know, the smoky chipotle type, my favorite kind. Bud, we're going to pull this off of the smoker, throw those sliced almonds in there, and Bud, you got yourself a delicious cheese dip. I don't care what you're thinking. You need to get this fully in your belly ASAP. It was so delicious, so delectable. This cheese dip is designed for September. So do one thing. Get some delicious cheese dip in your life, and remember, barbecue for life. What's up, class? Welcome back to Steak School. Today we're talking about the beef tenderloin. It comes from the loin section of the cow, right along the spine. It's not a weight-bearing muscle, which means it's one of the most tender cuts of beef available. It's extremely lean compared to the ribeye or a strip. Very little marbling. It takes on flavor from seasoning beautifully, and today I'm using a steak seasoning by Newfoundland Seasonings. This cut is known for the filet mignon, Chateaubriand, and other cuts. It's so buttery, that tenderness, with a milder flavor than fattier steaks, but it's one of the most expensive cuts on the animal. Low yield, high demand. Often paired with rich sauces or wrapped in bacon for a little flavor boost, the whole tenderloin will roast beautifully for you, but it should be tied up, even for cooking. The best way to cook it, in my opinion, well, high heat. We're going to sear that bad boy on a cast iron grill grate. Ideal doneness, well, that's 125, 130. Overcooking it makes it so dry and less flavorful. So be precise. Rest the steak after cooking it to keep those juices locked in. That's important. It's a great option for elegant dinners and a classic steakhouse presentation. I'm telling you, this steak is a cut above all the rest. Sourced from Vessel Meats, oh buddy, you're living the high life. Remember, barbecue for life. Candied habanero injected sweet chipotle chicken wings. I know your mouth is watering too. Let's talk about this recipe. It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue. And I knew injecting chicken wings with candied habanero hot sauce by Maritime Madness was a deliciously delightful idea. And of course, I hit it with sweet chipotle seasoning by Maritime Madness, not once, not twice, but 3 times to make sure it's thoroughly coated. You know what's up. We're going out to the Napoleon charcoal grill, and I'm firing this bad boy up with a bed of Kingsford charcoal briquettes and a hunk of Furtado Farms hickory. Oh my goodness, this is going to be absolutely delectable. Just hitting up these chicken wings on indirect heat, getting that smoky flavor, getting a nice little char on there. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, just look at these chicken wings glistening in that sunshine. Don't they look handsome and dapper? Oh my goodness. I can't wait to pull these off the grill. We're going to hit 165 internal. I'm going to snatch these bad boys off and just get them in my belly. Let's go. Okay, here they are. Check it out. These chicken wings, every bite was such a perfect little surprise. Perfect for your next little get together, your next little holiday party. Oh man, these chicken wings were a 10 out of 10. Remember, barbecue for life. We're smoking some pork Capicola steaks. I sourced these from Vessel Meats. Check it out, hitting it with that low and sloped barbecue dry rub by Coastal Cookhouse. Next, we're going to bring this out to the Pit Boss pellet smoker and throw it on with a mix of hickory, oak, and maple pellets. Next, we're going back inside and grabbing some stinging hotter honey by the Halifax Honey Company. Oh my goodness, bring on that heat. We're going to cut it with some smokin' barbecue by Atlantic Mustard Mill. Bring on that mustard. Let's make some honey mustard together. Ooh, delicious and spicy. Let's go back out to the grill and just glaze these steaks to perfection, bud. Holy cow. Don't be afraid. Put on 2 or 3 layers. Let's glaze these bad boys. My golly, don't these look delectable? Okay, let's go ahead, hit 145 degrees internal, and then pull these off and slice into pork perfection. That's what I'm seriously talking about. Glazed on there with that delicious barbecue dry rub. Oh, buddy, that honey mustard, coating it to perfection. Man, oh man, just look at that pork steak. Cooked for a king. I'm telling you, bud, if you haven't had a Capicola steak, you need to go to your local butcher like Vessel Meats, ask them for one. 10 out of 10. This cut is above the rest. It's like a pork chop and a pork shoulder at the exact same time. And you know me, meat and potatoes, baby, with some corn. It's that time of year. Oh man, this one was great. Barbecue for life. Let's make some sweet chipotle almonds together. What's up? It's Big Mouth Saucy Rossi out here on the pellet smoker with hickory, oak, and maple blended together. Those pellets are ready to go. Picked up some Royal Nuts California almonds. Raw, to be specific. That's important here. Threw on a little bit of that olive oil. Give it a quick wang jangle. Y'all know me. Then grab that Maritime Madness Sweet Chipotle dry rub. My golly, this stuff's delicious. So I made sure to fully coat these almonds. Gave them another quick wang jangle with the hand. Wanted to make sure we fully coated every nook and cranny on these almonds. Next, we grabbed a sheet pan and simply patted them out flat. That's real important here, guys. We want to make sure they're not piling up on top of each other. That's going to let them catch as much smoke as possible. My goodness, we're just going to let this run 225 degrees for about 45 minutes. You can push it to an hour or even an hour and a half, but you got to be careful. That smoke flavor can make these almonds a bit bitter once they go too far, so be cautious. I did it again, 225 45 minutes. Next, once you hit that 45-minute mark, we're done, baby. You're going to pull these inside. You're going to put them right back into that same container you picked them up in, and bud, you're ready to snack. Whether it's a topping for a salad, in a dip, or just snacking on it like it's trail mix, bud, you're ready to go. So enjoy. And remember, barbecue for life. Barbecue Biergarten pulled pork schnitt. I know you haven't heard about it. Let's talk about it from the top. I grabbed a Dildo's bread packet, their German bread packet, and I fired up my Napoleon charcoal grill with Kingsford charcoal in the snake method with hunks of hickory from Furtado Farms. Next, I came back inside and I grabbed myself that pack of German bread by Dildo's and I ripped it open, threw it all into a bowl with a Nova Scotia lager by Coldstream Clear, and bud, after mixing it for about 45 seconds to a minute, I was left with a perfect shaggy dough. Threw it right in my parchment-lined bread pan, then out on that Napoleon charcoal grill. Believe it or not, this was successful, or I'm calling it a success because it was absolutely delicious. Just check that out. Doesn't it look scrumptious? Now I know, this is a meat channel, so let's quickly make some pulled pork. Smoke it low and slow, then rip it to shreds. Next, we're going to make a delicious honey mustard with some Canadian maple by Atlantic Mustard Mill and Halifax honey, wildflower honey. Go 1 parts mustard, 1 parts honey. Give it a real good mix. Next, we're going to lay that pulled pork right out on that German bread. Holy cow. Top it with some Gustav spicy jalapeno cheese. This is going to be scrumptious. Let's throw it in the oven, melt it all down, and bud, we're going to top it with that dressing we made, some pickled peppers and some green onion. And bud, you got yourself a barbecue Biergarten pulled pork schnitt. Remember, barbecue for life. Homemade Chipotle Peppers. Barbecue is not always about huge chunks of meat. Sometimes it's about layering in flavors. And what better way for me to be able to brag than to make my own Chipotle dry rub, Chipotle mayo, or I don't know, just adding my own Chipotle peppers directly into my homemade chili. Let's go out to the pellet smoker and smoke these ripened red jalapenos low and slow, around 180 degrees. We're not looking to cook them. We're looking to dehydrate them and apply that smoky flavor. It's going to be absolutely delicious and scrumptious. Now, bear with me here. I get it. We're just watching a pepper dehydrate. Over 12 12 hours, low and slow. It's not that exciting, but what's going to be exciting is the ability now to make my own dry rubs using these chipotle peppers, maybe a barbecue sauce, maybe a nice chipotle mayo for a delicious hamburger. And guys, if you have a pellet smoker at home too, you can make these kind of ingredients to make all your food just delicious. Try it yourself. It's so simple. And remember, barbecue for life. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, out here with a beef chuck roast I sourced from Vessel Meats in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, hitting it with my homemade SPG. You know what I'm talking about, Rudd's Muddy SPG. The secret to that, well, that's seasoning salt by Royal Nova Company, but I can talk about that another time. Check it out. We're fully seasoning this beef chuck roast and throwing it directly onto the Napoleon charcoal grill. Now, you're probably wondering, Bud, how are you using a charcoal grill? Well, it's called the snake method, and we run Kingsford charcoal briquettes all along the outside with hunks of hickory from Furtado Farms. And my lifted, it's going to impart the best smoky flavor on this beef chuck roast. We hit 165, so we pull it off and throw it into a tinfoil tray with some white onions, garlic, and mushrooms, along with a little bit of beef broth, mixed in with a little bit of butter, because butter helps everything. Oh, buddy, we're going to let that just braise. And once it hits about 204 internal, we're going to pull it off and shred it. Invite Monsieur Gustave over with his spicy jalapeno cheese. I'm telling you, we're going to throw these back in the oven on some buns, toast it down. Oh, buddy, we're going to make these sandwiches. Just look at this cross section. Doesn't it look absolutely delicious? This is going to fill my gut. But before I throw it in there, I'm going to make sure to dip it directly back in that au jus. But if you're going to make anything, I'm telling you, make this. It's so simple and delicious. And remember, barbecue for life. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossi, picking some fresh jalapenos straight out of the garden. You know I'm throwing some leftover pulled pork, cream cheese, shredded cheese, a little bit of sour cream, cherry tomatoes, onion, and garlic directly into this bowl, then topping it off with that Sweet Chipotle dry rub by Maritime Madness. I'm talking delicious barbecue seasoning at its best. Let's pack these half jalapenos full, coat them again after we bacon wrap them. But we're throwing on that extra layer of Sweet Chipotle dry rub, and it's going to be immaculate. Throw them out on the pellet smoker. You know we're using a blend today. Hickory, oak, maple, and cherry wood. We're having an absolute blast. And right before we finish, well, we're putting on just a little bit of what's left in the bottle of that candied cranberry hot sauce by Maritime Madness. This stuff is delicious. And when you put it on top of jalapeno poppers like this, bud, you're going to love it. Barbecue for life. This game day snack size burrito recipe is one that you need to try out next time you're relaxed on the weekend. Check this out. Go ahead, grab yourself a pork shoulder, and we're going to smoke it low and slow with this low and smoked barbecue dry rub by Coastal Cookhouse. Oh, buddy, make sure to get every nook and cranny on that pork shoulder, then throw it out on the pellet smoker with a mix of hickory, oak, maple, and cherry wood pellets. I'm telling you, I love blending those pellets together. And when you got smoke rolling over this pork shoulder perfectly, bud, we got barbecue perfection. Check it out. We hit 165 internal. We're going to pull that off, throw it into a tinfoil tray with some knobs of butter and some Coastal Cookhouse sweet heat barbecue sauce. I'm telling you, bud, we're going to braise it until it hits 203 internal, then pull it off and just watch. It shreds to oblivion. No effort required. Reincorporate it with that sauce and butter. Get out some burrito wraps. Throw it down with salsa, guac, beans, rice, cheese, lettuce, onion, really anything you want to stuff in your burrito. Go ahead, stuff it in. It's a burrito. We can just have a blast with it, bud. Roll it up with those high school skills. Throw it right into the frying pan. We're going to make sure just to crust this bad boy up before we dive in head first. I'm telling you, bud, barbecue is simple, delicious, easy, and everyone enjoys it. So go ahead and make some delicious burritos. Barbecue for life. This simple fall recipe is a 10 out of 10, and you need to try it on your barbecue as soon as possible. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, out here stuffing a pumpkin full of some cream cheese, cheddar cheese, chorizo sausage. We got some garlic going in, some jalapeno, a little bit of red onion. Oh, buddy, some red peppers. We got some cherry tomatoes going in there, and you know I'm throwing in my homemade salt, pepper, garlic dry rub. Also, I'm throwing in some stinging hot seasoning by the Halifax Honey Company. This ingredient is the perfect way to add a nice little kick of heat to anything you're cooking. But we're going in with a second layer of all those ingredients, throwing that pumpkin lid back on, and then moving it out to the charcoal grill. Now, here's the twist. I baked a loaf of bread. I'm slicing it up into these simple little breadsticks. We're going to hit it with salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and now we got some delicious breadsticks to dip after we threw those in the oven to toast up. Here we go. Check out the charcoal grill. That cheese is melting down because we've been stirring it thoroughly every 30 minutes until we're satisfied. And this is what it should look like when you're satisfied. So let's go pull it off and check it out. Oh my goodness. Doesn't this look absolutely delicious? This was a 10 out of 10. The perfect reason to get backed up. I'm telling you, this fall, oh, you got to try a recipe like this. It's seriously delicious. You know what's up. Barbecue for life. We're making beer braised bratwurst to go watch some football. Come on along for the ride. It's your boy, Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, out here on my Napoleon charcoal grill with a cast iron skillet by the lodge. And I'm filling it with some delicious bratwurst I picked up from Beck's Farms. And you know how we're cooking this. We're beer braising using some Nova Scotia lager by Cold Stream Clear. Oh, buddy, throw in an entire white onion and a red pepper. And we're just going to let these beer braised bratwursts do their thing in this little beer bath. Holy cow, 10 minutes each side in the bath before we move them over the coal bed on direct heat. Holy cow, don't these look absolutely delicious? Char them off, get them to the point you like, get them off the grill. Let's finish those peppers and red onions up. We want to evaporate all that beer. Next, we're going to go inside and grab the Maritimer, a delicious mustard by Atlantic Mustard Mill. Oh my goodness, doesn't this fine grain mustard look incredible? It smells delicious. And we're going to top it off. Throw one of those brats right on top, some onion, some of that red pepper, and bud, you have yourself a delicious sausage. This bratwurst from Beck Farms is just going to be a 10 out of 10. And I can't wait to just sit back, enjoy my weekend, watch some football, eat some sausages, drink some beer, and just relax. Barbecue for life. Frig, bud, nothing like a good little dinner, pasta salad, watermelon salad, and some party-style ribs. And I'm here to talk to you about these party-style ribs. So let's start from the top. It's your boy, Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, out here with some Royal Nova Company barbecue spice. Seriously coating these party-style ribs after I sliced up that rack. Going in a couple times with a douse of that seasoning, making sure to fully coat it every nook and cranny before I go out here to the pellet smoker. You know I'm running this bad boy around 250 degrees, low and slow. We're going to go the first side 1 hour, flip it over, spritz it with apple cider vinegar, and then go an additional hour. After that, we're going to pull it off into a tinfoil tray with some knobs of butter. We're dousing it in that brown sugar, and then the secret ingredient, that sweet with a little heat barbecue sauce by Royal Nova Company. Oh my goodness, isn't this delectable? Cover it with tinfoil, throw it back on the smoker for an additional hour, and this is what you're left with. Just some absolutely delicious pork ribs. Oh, buddy, seasoned to perfection, sauce to completion. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying I'm filling my belly with good barbecue. No lie. Royal Nova Company, your sauce and seasoning killed it on these ones. And I'm telling you, bud, when you're out here in the backyard just ripping the smoker low and slow, you're going to have a good time. Remember, barbecue for life. Cinnamon loaf pulled pork sandwich with a cream cheese icing glaze. Guys, I love dildos. I just needed to say it like that. And all you have to do is rip open the package, throw in a beer, mix it around until you have a nice little dough forming. And then all you have to do is throw it right into that baking sheet. This is simple, guys. And the dildo is what makes it so simple. I mean, hey, we all love pouring butter on top of stuff and throwing it directly in the oven. And that's what I did with this dildo. Oh, buddy, look at what came out. Just perfection. So you know I had to give it a delicious white glaze. Look at this. This looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, cinnamon loaf is such a delicious little way to start the day when you have breakfast. Oh, with a coffee. Oh man, that's perfect. But that's not what we're doing today. We're making a pulled pork sandwich because this is a meat channel. So go ahead, take your meat and stuff that dildo thoroughly, and then we're just going to glaze it with that delicious cream cheese icing. I'm telling you guys, it's okay to eat healthy just like this. Oh, buddy, eat some good food. You're going to love it. Try a dildo. Barbecue for life. Beef ribs stovetop braised with a Bahama steam sauce and a Bohemian curry. This recipe is so beginner friendly. Oh my goodness, I was stoked. Look at me stopping by my local butcher Vessel Meats in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. I knew these beef ribs need to be braised low and slow using some seasoned salt and pepper from the Island Girl Foods Spice Affair collaboration. This is going to be absolutely tantalizing, guys. Taking my taste buds on a tropical vacation. Check the color out. We're just going to let these run until it looks like this. Then you're going to move them out of the Dutch oven, put them on a plate or something just for a few minutes. We're going to throw in a full white onion, 2 cloves of garlic. We're just going to wang jangle that around in the pan. We're looking just to get, all that sticky stuff on the bottom off. It's super easy. Just be patient. Then we're going to go in with that Bohemian curry that I mentioned, about 1 tablespoon. Nothing too complex here. After that, about 45 seconds of toasting gets those aromatics flowing. We're going to go in with this Bahama steam sauce and half a cup of beef broth. Put in a little bit of butter if you want it extra silky. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Throw those beef ribs right back into what we just created. Put the lid on, and we're just going to let this braise for about an hour and a half. Then put it on a bed of rice that you also cook down with that Bohemian curry, and you're living the dream, bud. Look at this meal, ready for you to devour. Barbecue for life. Smoked Ritz Cracker Baby Bell Holy Haskap Hot Honey Snacks. That was a mouthful, but trust me, this entire plate is a belly full. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, out here with my Baby Bell Lilo and Stitch edition, getting ready with some Ritz crackers, laying them out on a wire rack, slicing up that Baby Bell, and also just laying that out. Next, we're going out to the Pit Boss pellet smoker. We're running this at 200 degrees for about 30 minutes. We just want to get a little bit of color on that Baby Bell. Oh, buddy, check these out. That Lilo and Stitch edition, holy cow, adding the perfect essence of Disney into these cracker snacks. I'm telling you, bud, we're going to bring these off after 30 minutes and just hit it with some Tyler's Hot Stuff Holy Haskap jelly. If you're local to Nova Scotia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not, well, bud, you haven't lived. Tyler's Holy Haskap jelly is just a 10 out of 10. And speaking of 10 out of 10s, Halifax Hot Honey, Stinging Hot Honey. You know I'm coming in to just drizzle it over each of these little cracker snacks, bud. Every single one of these gets doused in a quick layer of hot honey, and I'm telling you, man, 10 out of 10. Look at this little cracker snack ready for you to just devour. I'm telling you, you're going to eat this entire tray and be satisfied. And remember, barbecue for life. All right, these little game day cracker snacks, pulled pork, cheddar cheese, a little jalapeno, and some hot honey on a Ritz cracker. Let's talk about it. This was delicious. It's your boy Saucy Rossi, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, whipping those Ritz right out of the cupboard, throwing down some of that leftover pulled pork, hitting it with a little bit of that shredded cheese. My golly, throw some sliced jalapenos on there. It's okay if you run out. Grab your pickled peppers from the jar in the fridge, and then grab some Halifax Honey Company's Stinging Hot Honey. And you know what's up. We're going to just drizzle it low, slow, all over these crackers. Don't go once, go twice. It's okay. Don't be afraid. This stuff's absolutely delicious. Next, we're going to go out to that pellet smoker with a blend of hickory, oak, maple, and just some cherry wood pellets, bud, and let them just roll that smoke right over top of these little snacks. Get them ready for when your buddies are coming over to watch some football, bud. Or look, it's perfectly fine too as a late night snack that you want to eat alone in bed. I don't judge. I'll just join you, bud. It's a blast out there. So eat some good food like this. I mean, when you're snacking on some good pulled pork, cheese, pepper bites, I don't know what the heck to call these. Oh, bud, you're going to be living the dream. And I'm telling you, I've been dreaming fantastic lately out here on the pellet smoker, just making stuff that's scrumptious nonstop. You know what's up. Barbecue for life. Oh, frig, bud, you woke up in Halifax right by the Atlantic Ocean. I'm telling you, let's grab some salmon from Ocean to Plate Seafood, hit it with some of that chili lime sea salt from the South Shore Sea Salt Company, and seriously season this hunk of salmon to perfection. We're eating breakfast, bud. Throw that chili lime sea salt right on there. Come through with some cracked pepper right afterwards. We're going to throw it on a piece of tinfoil right out on that smoker. Oh, buddy, 225 degrees. And we're just going to watch this until it hits an internal temperature of 145 degrees. And you can just see here, it's cooking through perfectly. Now, if you're not new to this channel, well, I love pulled pork, and shredding stuff is just a blast. And when I get to shred salmon, oh man, it's so delicate. That stuff erupts into a pile. Check this out. Ripping off those little hunks of filet, right ready to go. Throw it on the plate, and bud, come in with those hands and destroy this stuff. We're shredding this salmon into oblivion. Go ahead, get some of that homemade toast that you made with instructions from Andy's East Coast Kitchen. We're going to throw that salmon right on top with some green onion and obviously some stinging hot honey by the Halifax Honey Company. Literally the greatest ingredient I know about. I'm telling you, bud, this right here is scrumptious. The perfect way to start the day. It's how we all do it out here in Atlantic Canada. You got to eat some good seafood, bud, if you know what I'm talking about. And remember, barbecue for life. I've always wanted to show you my sausage. Now that I've cured and smoked one, I was ready to present it. And check this out. I went to Costco, picked up a pork shoulder, brought it home, cranked it through my grinder, threw down some perpetual pork barbecue seasoning because I thought it was the perfect way for my first time making sausage to have a rite of passage into this sausage making world. Bud, Rolling Bones, make sure you check him out. But let's go back to my meat. Look at me, sheathing it up like it's, you know what I'm talking about. Bud, we're pumping that meat through here, right into that casing, getting these plumpers ready to present. And I'm not going to lie, guys, these plumpers look ready to present. Let's throw them in the fridge, 24 hours. We're going to let them cure. Next, we're going to walk out to the Napoleon charcoal grill, fire it up at 120 degrees, and increase the temperature 10 degrees every hour until it hits 160 degrees. Then we're going to bump it up to 250 and finish these things through to an internal temperature of 160 degrees. Reminder, check it with a meat thermometer. This part's important, okay? Next, we're going to find the closest person and get them ready because you're almost there. We're going to present that sausage. And I'm telling you, when you do the presentation, you let them see your snap. That's what's important here, guys. Some delicious sausage. And remember, barbecue for life. Delicious oxtail, slow braised in the Dutch oven. Who doesn't want a delicious dinner like this? Start out. Go to Vessel Meats in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and pick yourself up an exquisite piece of oxtail. My goodness. Next, we're going to grab some Uncle Hemmy's Gotcha Knees Week. I picked this up from Timber and Gas in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. But the recommendation, well, that came from Maddie and Kiki, and I knew I had to trust them. But this Dutch oven, oh man, just throw in the oxtail. We're going to just get some color on there. Then we're going to remove them, throw in some onions and garlic, and we're going to start cooking that down. Next, we're going to throw in some carrots all diced up as well. And you know me, we're wang jangling it around. Next, we're going to grab some Blomidon Estate Winery Baco Noir. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. I know nothing about wine, but you do cook with it. So, oh, and it's a red wine. I can tell you that. Oh, buddy, we're going in here. 1 cup of that red wine, half a cup of beef broth. We're going to throw in a twig or two of rosemary. We're going to throw the lid on, throw it in the oven at 300 degrees for 2 to 3 hours. Buddy, you got some scrumptious oxtail. But we're not done. We're going to pull the oxtail out and add just a knob of butter in there to make this sauce extra velvety and smooth. Now, just plate it up. Impress whoever you're inviting over, whether it's a date, your friends, your family, or maybe you're just home alone eating oxtail. It's all fine. Don't worry about it. And remember, barbecue for life. Who doesn't love delicious party-style ribs? You know I do. I mean, if you follow my channel, you see how often I'm posting these little bad boys. You know what's up. It's your boy Saucy Rossi using some molten mango hot sauce by Heat from the Hammer, a Canadian hot sauce and barbecue seasoning company. We're going to go ahead, hit this right quick with a quick layer of that molten mango and come back through with Evelyn's Killer Barbecue Rub by Heat from the Hammer. Again, you know me. We're wang jangling all over these party ribs. I'm telling you, bud, get them seasoned to perfection. Then we're going to go out onto the Pit Boss pellet smoker and roll this low and slow. I mean, 250 degrees for 1 hour. Give them a quick flip, hit them with some apple cider vinegar to help continue building that bark and maintain humidity and moisture. Then another hour, bud, you're going to pull them off into a little baking pan. We're going to throw in a couple knobs of butter. We're going to hit them with cherry fusion barbecue sauce from Heat from the Hammer. Again, Canadian, delicious ingredients. Hit it with that sauce, hit it with some brown sugar, throw tinfoil on top. And at this point, you can either throw it in the oven or back on the pellet smoker at 300 degrees. We're going to let it roll for about 1 more hour. And this is the exact result. Delicious party ribs, seasoned to perfection, sauced to completion, ready to go right into your belly, bud. You know what's up. These are absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness. Can't wait to eat more. Remember, barbecue for life. Let's talk about how to make the best pork snacks you're ever going to friggin' eat. Go to Costco, bud. We're going to grab ourselves a huge old pork shoulder and extract that money muscle right out of it. 10 out of 10, this is the best bite of pork you'll ever eat. I'm hitting it with that South Shore Sea Salts barbecue spice rub, then throwing it right out on the smoker. Now look, if you want all the details here, jump over to my YouTube channel. But for now, let's keep it simple. We're going 225, smoking it low and slow until it hits 165 internal, wrapping it with butter and a little bit of barbecue sauce and some tinfoil, bringing it up to 203 degrees. Then you just pull it off and slice into these little medallions. I mean, don't these just look gorgeous? They're glistening. They look juicy, tender, and delicious. They got that little smoke ring on there, a little bit of bark. I'm telling you, bud, there's a reason people are pumped about the money muscle. Now check this out. I made some homemade bread with thyme and rosemary, drizzled on a little bit of olive oil, threw it into the oven with some sliced baby bells on top just to melt it down and toast up a little bit. Nothing crazy. Then we're just going to put those pieces of money muscle right on top. This is simple, guys. We're going to hit it with Candied Hot Mix by Tyler's Hot Stuff. This stuff is just absolutely delicious. I love a little bit of spice with my pork. And speaking of, I'm also layering on some stinging hot honey by the Halifax Honey Company because I add that to everything, bud. Holy cow, doesn't this look delicious? Remember, barbecue for life. What up, what up? It's your boy Saucy Rossi, chilling, relaxed, enjoying some chicken. You know me. I love maple bacon chili seasoning from the Coastal Cookhouse. So I threw it all over these herbaceous ingredients. We got a green pepper, we got shallots, garlic, thyme, rosemary, and obviously a block of cream cheese. We're making a little bit of that stuffing to go underneath the skin there. I don't know if we call this stuffing or not. Either way, we're going to stuff it in there. Make sure we layer it on, then flip this bird over, and bud, we're going to rub a little bit more on the bottom. Don't go too crazy on the bottom though. That can make it a little bit messy. Bud, don't worry, we're going back in with more of that Coastal Cookhouse maple bacon chili seasoning on the top and bottom. Man, we're going to make this absolutely scrumptious. Next, I'm going out to the pellet smoker. 300 degrees, I don't know, maybe an hour and 20 minutes or so. We're just going to make sure we pass 165 degrees internal. And don't worry, if you don't have a pellet smoker, this recipe totally works in the oven, on a charcoal grill, on a gas grill, or really just in anything that's going to cook your chicken properly, like an air fryer. I'm telling you, if you want something delicious, you got to try this recipe out. It's so flavorful, herbaceous, delicious, just everything about it was scrumptiddlyumptious. I was so pumped about this recipe. Plated it up with some corn and some potatoes. You know I love it. Barbecue for life, bud.